Hello everyone and welcome to Medicated Housewife DIY, where crafting and mental health come together. My name is Sarah. In today's DIY video, we are making these insanely adorable no-sew Easter bunnies using Dollar Tree and some other supplies. It's a quick and easy and adorable Easter craft, and you're gonna love them, so stick around. Now let's go make some stuff and jump right into this. In today's DIY video, we are making 4 different insanely adorable Easter sock bunnies using Dollar Tree and other supplies. This is a quick and easy and practically no-sew Dollar Tree Easter craft that stays adorable all year long. So let's get started. To begin with, the first bunny I made was using this pair of white fuzzy socks. Now, Dollar Tree always has fuzzy socks, but rarely in the solid colors, so grab them if you see them, but if not, use a pair you already have, or I'll link the pack of neutral color fuzzy socks that I got on Amazon below for you. You could also do this with the patterned fuzzy socks from Dollar Tree as well. The first thing we do is turn our socks inside out, and we'll be working on the inside first. I lay them flat so that the heel of the sock is in the middle and facing upward. That heel is going to be the adorable bunny butt on our sock bunnies. And on the subject of bunny butts, what is this obsession with bunny butts? Like, I know it's a thing now, and yes, bunny butts are cute, but when did this start and where? And any of my fellow crafters have the answer to that? Because please let me know in the comments. I'm so curious. I cut a piece of poster board to the same width as my sock when it's flattened out, and I folded it in half to find the halfway mark. And I'm going to use that as a template for all 4 of the bunny legs and the body that we'll be making from this sock. Keeping my bunny butt in the middle, I use the template to mark the back legs. So I mark the top middle and the bottom middle, and then I draw a line connecting them. And then I draw the rounded feet on the ends of both of those legs. Then I spin the sock around, keeping it flat and with the butt in the middle. And I mark the front legs of the bunny the same way. And the front legs are going to be a little shorter than the back legs, and I don't know if that's anatomically correct, but that's how we're doing it. So I made the rounded feet the same way as I did the back feet. Then I carefully cut out the lines that I just drew, and I'm making sure that I keep both sides held together so that the cuts will be more even. The thing with these socks is that they start to curl up as soon as you cut them, like right away. So they're really stretchy, so you can easily stretch and manipulate them in order to match up your top and your bottom pieces to each other, if that makes any sense. Just go slowly and go carefully. Now, I know you guys have probably seen these bunnies before cut this way and then sewn along the seams, but we are going to be using a thin line of hot glue to seal up all the openings that we just cut. So just like if you were sewing, you're going to run your hot glue along the seams and then hold the 2 sides together for a minute to set. Please make sure you protect your fingers because hot glue will seep through the fabric and burn you if you are not careful. And just a note, if you wanted to sew this, you totally could. That'd be up to you. At this point, all the holes are closed and I turn the body over to the stomach side and I cut a small slit in the stomach, being careful not to let the scissors cut through the back side too. Using that slit that I just cut, I then turn the whole body, legs included, right side out. Since we've been working on the inside of the sock this whole time, you want to do this carefully to avoid stretching out that slit that we cut too much. And you may find you need a pencil or something like that to help you gently push the legs out fully to the feet. You also might spot a hole or two, like I did here, in which case you can carefully glue whatever hole you spot closed. Now my bunny is right side out with a slit in its stomach and I am going to stuff it. You can use fiber fill or whatever you have on hand. I happen to have a really old bed pillow that nobody wanted to use. So I simply cut a hole in the pillow and took out the stuffing that I needed as I went along. I did have to pull the stuffing apart and fluff it up a bit, but hey, it was free, so that's fine. I always love to recycle. You want to make sure all 4 bunny legs are filled evenly, and you really want to make sure you take some time to make sure you stuff and fluff up your bunny butt too, because nobody wants a flat bunny butt. Once the whole body is stuffed, I use another thin line of hot glue to seal up the slit on the belly side. Moving on to the bunny head, we are using the other sock of the pair, which remember is still inside out. I also cut the toe off the sock. I used the template that I made for the legs to make another template the same size, but with some bunny ear shapes cut out, because the bunny ears will be attached to our bunny head. The heel on the sock is going to be the face of the bunny, so I mark up the ears with a marker and the bunny ears template. Then I cut the ears out like we did with the legs, and then I glue the ears also the same way that we glued the legs. And then we turn the head right side out and carefully push the ears all the way out. I did end up using a pen to help me straighten out the ears and push them all the way up. Now, we're not going to be stuffing the ears. Instead, I ended up taking a pipe cleaner. You can use any color because they'll be inside the ear, and they do sell pipe cleaners at Dollar Tree. I happen to have these white ones left over from another project, and I'll link the ones I'm using below if you're interested. You fold the pipe cleaner in half and twist it so that it stays doubled. Then we fold it in half again and form it into a bunny ear shape. Then we carefully place each pipe cleaner bunny ear shape inside the bunny ears. I then took some hot glue and sealed up the bunny ears from the inside with the hot glue so that those pipe cleaners would stay in place. Then, using my old bed pillow stuffing, I stuffed the bunny head, stuffing it until it was nicely rounded with the heel, or should I say the bunny nose area, protruding out like a good bunny nose should. I'm using the little hair elastics from the Dollar Tree to close up the head and to keep the stuffing in place. I did try and get some pink felt from my Dollar Tree, but as usual, they did not have any. So I had to settle for these thin felt bunny feet that they sell at Dollar Tree. I think you get 6 or something like that in a packet. So that worked out all right for me, although I will say that this felt is not the best quality, so know that going in. I cut the pink piece out of the middle and I cut that in half and cut 2 inner bunny ear shapes out of that to place in the middle of my bunny ears. They rest right in the area between the pipe cleaners. Then I hot glued those pieces on. I used the smaller pink sections of the felt to cut into bunny feet, and that's to put at the bottom of my bunny legs. Some of the bunnies just got little pink ovals cut out, but I did also make a couple of feet that had 3 large toes cut out. Again, I'm pretty sure they're not anatomically correct, but hey, we're crafting here. I'm just going with it. I hot glue all the little pink feet to the bottoms of my bunny's legs. I'm using pom-poms as the bunny tail. So for the white bunny, I made a white pom-pom. I'm using this pom-pom maker. It is not the clover one that a lot of people use. It's this little cheap set of 4 sizes that I got on Amazon. I'll link it for you below. They are pretty flimsy, but they do get the job done. So just to show you really quick, I wrap up both sides of the pom-pom maker with the yarn and I close it. And then I cut down the middle of those sides and tie a piece of yarn around the middle of the pom-pom maker, and then take your pom-pom out and you trim it all up until it's nice and fluffy, and voila, we have a pom-pom bunny tail. I hot glued that onto my bunny butt. So back to the bunny head. I wanted to sculpt the bunny face to make it a little more bunny-like. So in order to do that, you do have to involve a needle and some yarn. Now I know this is a no-sew DIY, so understand you don't have to do it this way. If you really don't want to pick up a needle, you can easily use a Sharpie to draw your eyes and your nose onto the bunny. But if you do want to sculpt the face, we're going to start with the eyes, and we need to make them sunken in a little bit. So I take a very long needle. It has to be able to go through the entire bunny head, so it must be really long. I think this is an upholstery needle, but it's the longest I had, so I used this one. And I threaded it with some white yarn, just like you do with thread, and make a knot at the end of my yarn. I had marked where I thought the eyes should be with a marker. I take the needle and push it through one eye socket and go straight through to the other eye socket. That's why we need such a long needle. And then you go back in that eye and out the other, and so on, back and forth, pulling the yarn pretty tight, and that gives your eye socket a sunken look. I did this 3 times, I think. It's whatever is gonna work for you. And then when you're done, you tie a knot on one side and push your needle straight through the other eye and simply cut the yarn at the point where you pulled your yarn out of, because it's already knotted on the other side. So we want that piece to kind of slide back into the bunny head. If that makes any sense, I really hope that makes sense. I grabbed another pink circle from those felt feet and I cut a kind of rounded heart shape to use as a nose for the bunny. I cut a couple of different bunny noses for all 4 of my bunnies that I made. Some were a little triangular, some a little more heart-like. I think you should make them however you like them. It's totally up to you. For the bunny eyes, I had a bunch of these push pins. They're from the Dollar Tree in the school supplies section. They're by Jot, and they're like little black beads on a pin. Perfect for bunny eyes. I put a dab of hot glue in the eye socket, and then I push the pin into the bunny's head. So the glue is really what is holding it in there. So this is not a good toy for a child that puts anything in their mouth. This is a definite choking hazard. Please keep that in mind. These bunnies are much better suited for decoration. I also glued the little felt nose on there, although on the bunnies that I made after this one, I waited to attach the nose until after the face was already sculpted. You'll see it kind of gets in the way when we try to sculpt the face, so it's better for you to wait and attach it for the very last thing. The goal in sculpting the face is, first we want to lift the mouth area up toward the nose, and this kind of divides the face into 2 sections. We're gonna squeeze that mouth area up toward the nose. So the needle goes in under the felt nose and out through the chin and then up through the nose again, and we're pulling it as tight as we can so that the face starts to divide in the middle and the yarn makes like an indentation down the middle of the face under the nose. You can do this however many stitches you feel that you need is enough to cause that indentation. Sometimes it's 2, 3, sometimes you're doing it 4 or 5, but just you do what's best for you. With the indentation under the nose, we want to start there and form 2 puffy apple cheeks, just like a bunny. And we're going to do that the same way that we did the middle of the face. I start at like kind of the mouth line and try and picture a half circle going from there up toward the eye. And we do the same kind of stitches, just pulling them tightly as we go. And the more we pull, the more of that rounded cheek shape you will get. It's almost like we're sculpting a smile, like we want a happy bunny. And we do, of course, we want a happy bunny. You just have to use your judgment with this part, and really there is no right or wrong here. Just give your bunny some nice puffy cheeks. I didn't catch it on camera, but I do hot glue the head directly onto the body of the bunny after this. The head is held closed by the rubber band still, and by gluing it down, you're pretty much securing it so no stuffing is going to be coming out of it. I also had some really cute pink check ribbon from Dollar Tree that I used around the bunny's neck, and that camouflages where we glued it down, and you'll see that later. I used the same ribbon to make a little bow for her hair. I did make 4 bunnies, and they're all done the same way as the white one that I just showed you, but I'm going to show you this beige bunny that I did as well, but we will go through this one kind of speedy just to give you more reference if you need it. We start with our socks inside out again. We use our templates to mark where to cut the back and the front legs, and then we cut the legs, and we use our hot glue on the seams that we cut to close them. Then we're going to cut a small slit in the belly, turn the body right side out, and stuff the legs and the body, and then we seal the slit in the belly. We make a matching beige pom-pom to use as a bushy tail for our bunny, and we trim it down and hot glue it to the bunny butt. We use our bunny ear template on the second sock to make the bunny ears and the head. First marking it and then cutting out the ears. We then hot glue the seams that we just cut, and we turn the sock right side out. Then we fold a pipe cleaner in half, twist it, and fold it again to form the outline of the bunny ears. We carefully stick the pipe cleaner ear shape inside the bunny ears and use some hot glue on the inside to seal the ears closed. I used the pink pieces of felt on the Dollar Tree felt bunny feet to make the pink insides of my bunny ears. I cut them out and hot glue them to the bunny ears. Then I stuffed the bunny head to make it round with a protruding nose area, and I closed the head with a small elastic band from Dollar Tree. To make the sunken eyes, I use matching beige yarn on a long needle and mark where I want the eyes to be. Then I pull the needle all the way through the head from eye to eye, pulling it tightly and causing the eye sockets to look sunken. Then I hot glue my black round push pins into the eye sockets so that they're secure. I cut out pink feet from the felt Dollar Tree feet that I had, and I hot glued them to the bottom of the 4 legs on my bunny. These are the 3-toed feet that I told you about earlier, not any more anatomically correct than the pink ovals I made for the other bunnies. Then, using pink contrasting yarn, I start to sculpt the bunny face, starting with the chin to nose sculpting, and then sculpting those big, puffy, happy cheeks, just pulling that yarn tightly as I go along. And you'll notice on this bunny, I waited until after all the sculpting was done on the face before I glued the pink felt nose down. I think that worked out much better. Then I used hot glue to attach the head directly onto the bunny body. And off camera, I had some Dollar Tree lace ribbon, and I attached some of that around the neck to camouflage where it was glued down. I also made little cuffs out of the same ribbon to wrap around each leg, kind of like little anklets. Using some very old floral picks I had lying around, I took some floral wire and made this bunny a floral crown because, frankly, she just strikes me as that type of bunny. And these are all 4 of my insanely adorable sock bunnies. I can honestly say, having never made a sock bunny before, or any other sock animal for that matter, I think these are so cute. Like, precious cute. I feel like they all have different personalities, and I just know that this particular DIY would be so incredibly easy to personalize and to make your own. I mean, that little beige bunny is like a little Coachella girl with her lace and floral crown. I love her. I really love all of them actually, but I want to know what you guys think. Which one is your favorite, and what would your personalized sock bunny be? I want to know. Again, I want to stress that these are not suitable for toys. They are, however, suitable as super cute decor for Easter and beyond. I hope you enjoyed this Medicated Housewife DIY, and if you did, please consider hitting the like button and subscribing. It really helps out my channel. Once again, thanks for watching, and until next time, I'm the Medicated Housewife, and crafting is my medication.